Olaram Jate Tor Balsuikoigar Nedvode. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 18 of the Way of the Mand'alor, Keepers of the Way podcast, also known as Under the Helm. I am your host, Kadali Kabor. We've got our three co-hosts, Kendall Drashaya, Dirge Delamort, and on mute is Zelnamore, because he's not feeling well. We hope him a speedy recovery. We are joined guests as West Mitten Mando and our little battle dwarf, Solakan Adika. Alright, Tenet number 10. We are still in the month of October. So, a Mandalorian must remain loyal to the Way and to their brothers and sisters of the Way. This signifies the Mandalorian loyalty to the Way and our brothers and sisters under the helm. More specifically, it represents the idea that commitment to the religion of the Way is not something to be taken lightly. We're not a holiday religion. Being a Mandalorian cannot be a holiday-only faith, like I just said. It does not mean blind devotion without thought, but rather a religion that must be treated as seriously as a part of one's identity. Likewise, loyalty to the brothers and sisters under the helm does not mean to condone every action by a fellow Mando. Rather, it means that Mandoade should remain watchful to their fellows and keep them true to the Way, and be willing to speak out against those who stray. None are above question. Additionally, this means a Mandalorian should be willing to guide others in the Way and aid them to the best of their ability in weapons, self-reliance, unarmed self-defense, and other matters crucial to keeping the Way. On that note, there have been discussions recently, either in Facebook messengers, on the Discord itself, and even on Facebook itself, about how it was, I'm going to call it how it was handled with donations, and how donations could be handled with the recent hurricanes that devastated portions of the Southeast, specifically North Carolina and Florida. There were requests, and those requests were met with not a significant amount of help, but people were helping, which I give. The word just left my damn mind. Someone help me out with what I'm trying to say here.
You give credit to
Yeah,
where it's supposed to be.
right. Did a lot of people help? Unfortunately, not. But at the same time, that's where we have the best of one's ability.
Right.
Where I'm in a position where I'm just starting to get my feet under me in building a business. We have those who have been businesses for a while who are talking about maybe setting up donations, or sorry, let me
Proceeds
rephrase
of
that. Yeah, some proceeds from sales will go to the faith as donations. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, please chime in with maybe different viewpoints of what you've seen through
um
the servers.
yeah, I've seen a little bit. I was sad that I wasn't able to give as much as I wanted to, but I felt like I had to pull out stuff out of my 401k recently. So I was just like, "Oh, well there's a little bit that I can help out with, but like I'm in so much debt right now that it's not a feasible choice to for it would put my family unit in danger of becoming homeless or
Right.
becoming food dependent on somebody else, or you have to do for your own before you can help others, otherwise it's just going to pull you down.
Right. And unfortunately, in this economy, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then we
I
get hit with these two natural disasters that really fuck shit up. Like from what I'm hearing and seeing is it's going to take 20, 30 years for the area in North Carolina to even get back to even a sense of normalcy.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of refugees coming north and west to get away from the hurricanes
Right.
and probably out of Tornado Alley because that's going to get worse. It it sucks, but we're going to see a lot of that happening.
And hopefully as the faith grows, we
We'll
can
be able
see
to help with
better
that.
responses from it. Oh, there goes Uncle Dirge. Oh, and Uncle Dirge is back.
Sorry about that.
All good, dude.
I mean, there's other ways that one can aid in those situations outside of finances too. Like putting a think tank together is always good.
Right, and one good thing that did come out of this is we got our special response channel in the Discord now, so that we
Right.
can try to do better for the next time. And we also got the posts from Grant setting up the well, let's see if I can find that post again. There it is. We got a post on the Facebook page back on the 17th, just 3 days ago now, and this is what was posted. Thousands upon thousands of Americans have suffered losses during this year's hurricane season so far. Death tolls in the hundreds and property damage over a total of 80 billion so far. And the season's not even over, it's pretty much just starting. Those who have followed this page for any length of time know that we do not often openly solicit donations. But with the serious nature of these tragedies are calling us to action now with no little shame in doing so whatsoever. Though at least the end of 20 so sorry, yeah. Through at least the end of 2024, we are partnering with people, both keepers and outside of the faith, on the ground with affected areas and areas surrounding the devastation to help in any way we can. Donations can be sent through PayPal to the Way of The Mand'alor at gmail.com. All donations, regardless of size, are tax deductible through our 501c3. So please make sure your PayPal contact information is up to date. Portions of proceeds from merchandise sales will also be donated. So that's on the guild side, where a portion of any of our sales will be going to the PayPal. We are working on methods for donations on physical goods, so bear with us as we try to organize these methods. Thank you for all of your generosity. This is the way. And this was posted by one of the Allure, Udesle Jordier. And because we are part of the voice of the way on the podcast, I wanted to read this out and see what we could do. So this is trying to get that notice out there for anybody who does listen to the podcast. We do
What
have
was
the
the
PayPal set up for it.
what was the PayPal again?
The Way of the Mand'alor at gmail.com. All one word, no spaces. The PayPal is linked in all of the link trees. So, you guys know I work in recycling. One of the accounts
Yep.
we recently got was Dixie. No, I'm sorry, not Dixie. I can't remember the name of the company, but it's like Sparkle paper towels and Angel Soft toilet paper. I really wish we could have been able to do something with this because we got at least 5-6 truckloads worth of paper towels and toilet paper palletized to the fucking roof.
Oh, just overproduction that they shredded.
Yeah, it's a destruction request. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't
You
do
could,
anything with it.
yeah. They
Besides,
did it to be
they gave us the
contaminant.
option for internal use, but we can't sell out a 53-foot dry van, ship it up to North Carolina, down to Florida, and donate it.
Right.
And
It was.
I feel really humble about this because I'm not the only one I'm not the only one in the plant that made this request. It's like, hey, we've got all of this toilet paper and paper towels. Can we send some to these areas? We had several equipment operators. We had our baler operator. We even had my boss, the plant manager, go. All of us went to our general manager at one point and requested this. And we were all told the same thing. It's like, hey, I want to do this too, but we took this on as a destruction request. So we literally have to send it up our shredder, mix it in with other material, and send it to a mill to get produced into new material.
And what it could have been, the reason why they could have done that is because of the there could have been contaminants in there. There could
Right,
have
and
been
that's what he said as well. Which makes it really weird because they said we could use it for internal use.
because they would have a liability waiver that they would sign that's in their contract for internal
Gotcha.
use product. I'm assuming, I don't know their contracts, but I know how
Yeah. No, I get you, and that does make sense.
It
But
still
it
sucks
just
either way.
it really does. It really does. But I also feel glad that I'm not the only one who went up to the general manager and was like, "Hey, can we do this?" So yeah, our hearts do go out to those affected by this tragedy. We are trying to do what we can with what we can, and we can only hope our response is better for the next one. Part of the discussions that have gone on in the guild chat on Facebook is just how we would go about doing this, and such because we're such a small faith right now, we have to have basically promoted positions, like official positions of the church in these areas to even be able to track how these donations get dispersed, which really pushed the point that we need clergy. We need to get coverts set up in every state so that if a state gets affected, we can say, okay, we've got Candle Joshua in Oklahoma. Let's send all of this aid to him for these tornado victims. Or we've got Dirge up in Canada, because I know he's got flooding going on right now himself. Okay,
Yep.
he's our boots on the ground. He's our clergy for that area. Let's get all these supplies to him, and he can track how they get dispersed.
And that makes it so much easier than what I've been doing. I've been looking through the Discord specifically. Like I can't look through Facebook all day. I get sucked in.
Yeah, and
But
I do too.
I yeah, I was looking at I've been looking through the Discord. I check pretty much every message that goes through, and uh, Miss Julia and I actually have been coordinating getting one of the guys his GED and stuff like that. And we could do stuff so much more if we were better organized.
Right, and that's what we're working on.
Like I want
I'm sure you remember the conversation a couple weeks ago when Iron Bear jumped in of they're going to start knuckling down on getting our Bible basically set up, and that's going to be a major stepping stone there. And then from there, we'll be able to get the clan system, the coverts, the clergy, because we'll at least have that basis. But Dirge, how is the weather in your area? How bad were you affected versus what you thought was how it was gonna go?
This was pretty expected. Things that seem to be pretty under control for the most part. Some uh, areas are still flooded out, but luckily we're kind of used to it, so we deal with it pretty quick. There's is some displaced folks that are going around, but yeah.
Right. So Zell just posted in the chat. One thing people should look into. I'm sorry. One thing people should look at the clans is basically a clan is the church. He honestly thinks that it should be the clan is the congregation and the clan name is the church name. And right, Solicon, we should look into combining the Facebook group and Discord, but not everybody has Discord, and not a lot of people like being on Facebook. Like me personally, I hardly ever go on Facebook, but I'm always in Discord.
On Discord. Yeah.
Right. Like the only thing I usually will go on Facebook for is maybe a family member posted something, or I got tagged in something in the faith page. And there's a lot of people who are on the Facebook. Like, I think we've got almost 1,400, 1,500 people on Facebook, but we've only got like 300 or 400 in this Discord server.
I think it's only like 200 on the Discord server.
I thought it was a little bit more than that.
I can check. Last I checked, it was
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
257 members.
Okay, so I was close when I said 300. I was a little off.
Right.
But yeah, it's a vast difference between how many people are actually on each. Hello, Alien Androv.
Hello. I'll just be listening since I'm sewing in the background. I don't want the machines to.
All good.
Okay.
Solicon, you're right. We are a little less organized than what we need to be. But as time goes on, hopefully we will be getting better organized.
Yeah,
We are still in the infancy. Yeah.
Right.
You owe me a cola.
What? Oh. Alright, jinxes. Alien, we are talking about the 10th Tenet and how we could better respond to natural disasters versus how we were responding this time around. So if you would like to add anything into the chat while you're muted, go right ahead.
No, I mean, for now, it's hard to do things now other than financial things because something of this nature you have to pre-plan for. And it's been something that I've been working on, but I haven't finished the project. So it's like the only thing I can do is financial.
Right.
Right. Like I was able to give them 20.
I was going to say one of the things as far as future planning and prepping is I kind of turned a few folks on to the idea of keeping track of your guys' government surplus auctions. You literally can find everything from everyday clothing all the way up to like high-end medical equipment
And diesel generators and all of it.
Literally everything. And sometimes this stuff's been used like 4 or 5 times, and the government's like, "Oh, it's not the new fancy. Let's get rid of it. Let's get something new."
Yeah.
So that's something for our listeners to think of. Is and a lot of times, like when I say things are cheap on those auctions, like you'll get like a massive drop shipping crate of combat boots, you know, like 200-300 pairs, and the bidding starts at $80 for the whole set.
That's not bad.
Right.
I wonder just how high that bid can go, though.
They can go pretty high, but at the same point, I mean, it's all just about timing too. You know, nice thing with it being online a lot of times now is you just have to snipe it like you do on eBay.
So Solicon Adicud posted in the chat. I know it's been talked about, but shouldn't we have a smaller group that visibly shows who hammer operators are and where they are? That's easily accessible. I'm going to say that's easier said than done, because where would that group get posted? Would it get posted in Discord? Would it get posted in Facebook? Would it get posted in a separate site? Or would it get posted in all three? And then how do we make sure that all three of those are getting updated at the same time? And the downside, it's really sad, but the downside with ham operators is you have to have licenses, you have to have qualifications.
Right. Like
You
I've
have to
got
go through
radio,
legal
but
testing to even be able to use it.
right.
Actively use it. You can get one for free and listen all day long. But the second you want to become an operator, you have to have licenses.
Mm-hmm. I mean, heck, in Canada, you can get fined for what you say over walkie-talkie channels.
I'm sure it's the same here in the States.
Yep. It's like I haven't even turned on I turned them on, but I did not do anything other than that, just to check to make sure that they were operational.
Right.
My radios sit in a Faraday bag, just
It's
sitting there.
ridiculous. I mean, these are people that we want to turn to be able to help coordinate rescue efforts, search and rescue operations. But unless you've got those certificates, licenses, you can't do shit. Well intentions put aside, people aren't going to want to pay fines just because they're trying to help.
Right.
It's the same way with military medics. The only ones who actually come out of the military EMS certified, if I'm not mistaken, is the Army. Navy medics, they don't come out with the proper licenses to do civilian stuff. And even if they... I'm going to pull from TV here for a second, but it was based in reality, is NCIS. They had an episode where a Navy medic came across a car crash and was able to save the lives of, I think, 3 out of the 4 victims. But the sad thing is, when the police showed up, they arrested her because she's not actually EMS certified. And the entire episode just goes into depth about how this is wrong. She shouldn't be arrested for this. Right, they can get the certifications, but that's not a part of their basic training. That's not part of their schooling, is getting those certificates, where it is in other branches. That was Zell. He said some corpsmen can get the EMS certs with Greenside. Yeah, but they have to go actively search for it. They have to actively go and get those, where in other branches such as the Army, that's part of their curriculum, is actually getting those. And for all I know, that could have changed in the last few years, because that episode's pretty old now. I could be very outdated with that information. Take that with a grain of salt.
So I was just checking out one of the government surplus sites, just because I'm ADD and I needed to.
Do me a favor, post that into, let's see, what were trying to figure out what channel would be best for that.
I posted that in, or I posted a government option site for the preparedness group, or whatever, the response team.
Okay. So you posted it in special response, is where you put it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, I will put mine in there then.
And that does make sense. That would. I was either thinking that or Beskar gone Bollywood.
I mean, heck, if you got 600K, you can start bidding on a Blackhawk right now.
I was wish I had 6K. I barely have 1K in the bank. And all that's already spoken for through the end of the month.
No, 600K is the opening bid.
Oh, I heard 6K. I was like, damn, that's cheap for a Blackhawk. Holy fuck, what's wrong with it? That's pretty much parts. Zell, I don't even have $1.
It's probably looking like it's a
I thoroughly agree with your not having a dollar. I had to make sure I didn't overdraft for that 20 I sent.
All frontline medics, I believe, get an EMS cert.
And like I said, that could be something they changed.
I'm just reading what I just kind of recap. And then Zal says, "I don't even have a dollar."
So I don't know if it's still true or not, but back in 2009, 2010, while I was in college, I took a first aid class and became first aid licensed through that. That license has long since expired. Uh, but that's something that shouldn't even be a class. I mean, sorry, let me rephrase that. It should be a class, but it should not be a paid class. Donations welcome, maybe, but not a, hey, you have to pay $1,300 for a course credit to be able to take this class.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna put together a response team, we should probably, actually have some folks in charge of knowing who does what.
Right.
Yeah.
Battle Dwarf,
Goes.
I'm not sure if there are local hospitals that give out courses. That would be something to check into with your local medical providers. I'm sure you might even want to think about checking with your local fire station. They might do it too.
Yep.
Because when I read that, I was like, okay, maybe those also do it.
I know they do here in my locality.
The fire station or the hospital?
Fire station.
Gotcha.
They used to.
Gotcha.
But it was an option. I don't know if it still is.
So meetups have been. We actually had one last year. This year?
Last year, I think.
Yeah, last year about this time, maybe back in September. We had one. It wasn't really good turnout. I think maybe 15, 20 people went, I think.
Right.
I think
I wanted to. It was almost close enough, but I couldn't
Right.
get the funds together.
the problem is
Yeah.
it was planned what, a month or two ahead of
Maybe
time?
3.
Yeah, I think we need a little more time, like plan a meetup next year, say June or July or
Right.
August. Give everyone a little more time to maybe save up some money, set aside some vacation time, and maybe do it because I know we have I think most people are East Coast.
For the
We're
most
spread
part, I
pretty-
think yeah.
But personally, I think it would be better to do something more centralized, like Arkansas, Kansas.
You're just saying that because that'll be like a 3-hour drive for you.
I mean,
Right. Feel like a 10-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
but
Half hour for him.
Because I know we have one or two of us that are in California. Just kind of give us more of a central spot to
Right,
go
no,
to.
I get it. I completely agree with you.
I was saying Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, because connecting flights normally connects right there.
If I'm not
Yeah, but
mistaken, I think the meetup was I think it was in Missouri.
It was Ohio.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, the state where we are officially started and based in. Oh, that was close.
I mean, it makes sense for putting it in Ohio because that's technically where the base is, but
Yeah, it's our home state, if that's what you want to call it.
And being a Michigander, it makes me yeah.
I'd like to get us recognized in all 50 states.
I would too.
Canada
Yeah.
would be nice too for Dirge.
Sorry, say that again.
Getting recognized in Canada as well as all the states.
Oh, there we
Oh.
go. We
Yeah, that would be a trick and a half. I'm
so
telling you. There are certain optics that would not fly here, and I'll tell you that right now. politically speaking, it would be very difficult. The only way to really get it to be recognized here would be to essentially have an offshoot.
I
It's
think
always to the best of one's abilities. Yeah, conspiracies with
Oh.
Uncle Dirge.
you get one, and you get 15 minutes. That is a hard 15 minutes. I will stop you. I promise.
Now I just feel put on the spot. Jeez.
You put yourself on the spot when you suggested it. I'm merely running
Oh,
with it.
I voluntold myself. I got you.
Yes, you
Alright.
did.
Okay.
Hold on.
Solikan
Alright.
Adika just posted this, and I want to ask a very stupid question. Do you mean space aliens or illegal aliens?
Take a quote right out of the movie Aliens.
If we're doing
Yes.
if we're doing conspiracy time with Dirge, I need to put on my helmet, protect my brain.
I
Where's my
don't
tin
have
foil?
my tinfoil.
Okay, here's a fun conspiracy. You ever wonder why all the systems that the government set up are so messed up and frustrating? Here's a conspiracy. We actually need that extra little bit of stress in our practically utopian way of society, considering we don't really have to fight much for food or most of the other stuff. So all the times that you run into a flaw in the system where it fucks you up and pisses you off, it's for your own health. You want to check out something called was it the Mouse Utopia Project, or was it the Rat
Yep.
Utopia Project?
Rat
Same
Utopia
thing.
project. Same project.
And then, interestingly enough, they also, that same project predicted something called the social sync, which is looking a little familiar right now.
Run, Solo.
Okay, that's
Run.
Run. Oh,
That's your conspiracy theory. Next
It's-
time you're
it's
in the
conspiracy
DMV,
time
man
with
on the
Uncle
lineup,
Dirge.
remember, it's for your health.
huh? What?
Dirge has put on his tinfoil hat. We're allowing it for the
Oh.
moment.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Just wait until you hear me talk about plans for world domination. I'll go on that tangent for hours.
I've given him 15 minutes, and he's used
Hey,
3 of them.
I know, this is like I was giving you a synopsis, but yeah.
Okay, reiterate the synopsis then. So for me.
All right, so like when you're going through your daily life and there's you go to the DMV or something and it just doesn't make sense. It's frustrating, the whole process, everything like that. Maybe it's
Yes.
because through a study that was done, we found out that when we give creatures, mice, people, whatever, pretty much everything they could ever need and have in abundance, they go through this whole weird paradoxical failure to live, basically.
Yes.
Depression becomes rare, a whole bunch of stuff, right?
The experiment, for
so
instance.
next time yeah, exactly. So next time you're at the DMV or the government does something to piss you off, just thank them for a longer lifespan, so you can be a longer working drone. Yeah,
I'm gonna live forever.
Dirge, I just had an aha moment. This is why Walmart only has 2 open cash registers.
Yep.
Well, they did sign an agreement with FEMA.
No, so I don't know about anybody else's Walmarts, but the ones in my area have added more self-checkouts, but there's
Yep.
still only half of them open.
Yep.
Well,
They're doing the same thing at Albertsons.
Excuse me of stealing. I'm just saying, guys.
No, so the closest Walmart I've got has 2 U-scan sections available. But
only
yet,
one is open.
only one side is open, and out of that one side, half of them are card only, and the other half are cash only. Or, sorry, cash or card, sorry.
Yeah, it's weird how
So,
they do that.
wasn't the whole point of adding more U-scans to alleviate the 2 or 3 cash registers that are actually physically manned?
Yep.
Hey, yo.
The government
Phrasing,
is
please?
in Walmart. The Northwest Arkansas is homeland of Walmart. They're on every corner. You're not wrong. You can't. They're almost like fucking Starbucks now. They're on every fucking corner.
Even my tiny town, we've got 2,000 people. There's a Walmart.
Yeah, there. At some point, Walmart will be the Dollar General.
So
Yeah.
I'll give you a bonus conspiracy theory.
Oh
It's
shit.
actually more of a conspiracy warning. So, due to certain usage of certain types of equipment in certain hot zones around the world, watch how fast we're going to start getting heavily limited on the type of drones that we can access, operate, and purchase.
Oh, that's already going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like,
already tried to
if you want anything good, you have to have a special license and a special certification for both the operating of the remote and for the drone itself.
Yep.
That tinfoil hat's looking a little too good, folks.
I'm telling you.
I also feel
That's
like maybe I
especially-
should talk like Alex Jones.
Yeah, it's getting even worse, especially with after what everybody's seen that is able to be done in Ukraine.
That's exactly what I was referencing.
Yeah. Oh, well, now we've got fucking 6-cylinder rotating fucking drums on those fuckers that drop fucking 45mm rounds.
Yep.
Oh, that's not the scariest thing. The scariest thing I saw right now is the fact that some Russian drones have been found to have fiber optic tethers so that it can't be intercepted via like radio frequencies. Can't be hacked like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have them
that
hardwired.
part is like
They reinvented the tow missile. Yeah, it's just slower.
Mhm.
well, I mean, this is arguable too because like there's also the Russian teletanks from like World War II when they were trying to like use like old switchboard technology to operate tanks from a distance. I
Yep.
mean, there's
Which they had some success with, which is the scarier part. And like, have you guys seen? Fuck, I think it's Belgium's new the tank of the future,
that.
the one that looks like it came straight out of GTA.
That one,
Hardwired drones have been like basically like hand in hand with drone developments.
okay, on
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, it's been canceled, and that was the
Ah.
prototype.
Yeah, the fact that it was even working enough to be prototyped is terrifying, because it was supposed to have a fucking railgun.
Yeah, that one I think only had a 150 millimeter or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was like a modified howitzer kind of deal that was turned into the prototype. It was cool nonetheless. But we've also seen some other scary developments in the tech warfare like area. Think how far we came in drones in the 5 years that we had them in Afghanistan.
Yeah. I mean, Zell is right as well. He posted in the chat, weaponized drones like that have been in development since drones first came out.
Yep. I
They
mean,
just
I'm
weren't-
gonna put it
they
like
didn't
this,
have
with
the
the development of the
ability.
drones that we use for combat, right, and some of the other ones that we use. I have a sneaking suspicion most of the UFO sightings that people were seeing, those funny lights in the sky going like ridiculously fast and turning at like 90 degrees all of a sudden. Yeah, a human can't do
Drones.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here's the fun part. I was a part of a military family who has close ties to winning World War II, and people who worked on the SR-71 Blackbird. Skunkworks and Lockheed Martin are again partnering up to make 6 different vehicles. 3 airborne, or 4 airborne, 2 ground, if I'm not mistaken. They made like a small announcement about, hey, we're working together again. And then the people who do the weird digging found the fucking files, and they were like, oh shit, that's scary. Because they're planning on, well, they're basically developing what Japan has already had a fairly successful run at doing in large scale, but not for battle operation. So if you think of, like, if you guys like Gundam, the giant Gundam that was able to move and everything, it's currently being torn down. And they're going to put it stagnant at a new, like, tech ground kind of deal place. Like, it's a huge atrium for, like, technological development and stuff, and they're putting that out there. Japan has also started making real-life armored suits more akin to, think, like, the prototype from Halo, or, like, uh, Avatar, those big hulking
Right.
bipedal drone kind of deals. They're making those, and they've also had success with removing the pilot element already.
And then you've got Elon Musk making clankers.
Yep, and those things are fucking terrifying because they are 100% real time. Like, I remember when they were showing like the tech demo when it was still just a torso and arms, and and they were asking it questions and having it do tasks, and it was a little slow. Now, like when Elon Musk introduced them again, they're out here serving mixed drinks to like a dozen people at a time, or teaching people how to do different things physically, and I'm just like, that's a little concerning, especially because they're only about the price of a new car. So if you've got
Yeah.
money, theoretically, you can take his drones that are like his bots he's making, and just hijack the fucking shit, strip it down to its base parts, figure out how it works, and re-engineer it really fast, like Boston Dynamics, and have it able to shoot guns and shit.
Did you
Right.
see the flamethrower dog?
Yes.
I did, and at this point, we're cutting off Conspiracy Corner. It's been 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh man, I didn't even have to do much on that one.
Right, all you
No,
did
I'm
was
sorry.
start it.
You brought out the tinfoil hats, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I got like 6 of those.
And you just happened to join in at the right time.
Yeah. Also, completely unrelated, I am making headway on my fucking Beskar. My Beskar gun. I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm
And yeah,
doing the flight
Zell, you are
sims
right. It wasn't
section.
much conspiracy anymore versus tech talk. And then I gotta read some chat from the Battle Dwarf. She says she wants to be a Spartan. We'll be able to have actual Mando armor soon.
I'm sorry. I know you said no more conspiracy stuff. It's not conspiracy technically. It's still tech based, so it's not breaking the rule.
Don't make me mute you.
Right now, we actually have people that are developing Spartan armor.
Oh,
Yes.
Inflation Zero.
And it's a pet project, but we also currently have the technology to make ODST armor.
Well, yeah,
and
it's
pilot jetpacks, like the boost packs for pilots. We can make those in theory. The whole, afterburner kind of effect is a little scary to have right there on your ass. So
Just don't eat beans, you'll be fine.
on the whole.
Rest in
ODS
peace, the big booty women.
It's the same group that's making the Mjolnir armors that's working on the ODST armors. Just
yes,
the
there's
Mjolnir
also 3
armors
other teams
at a standstill right now. So they switched to work on something that can be completed.
Which is the ODST stuff.
Yeah, which honestly, ODST armor's pretty easy.
Super simple.
The technology that they used for the Mjolnir armor for the helmet, they could easily port into the ODST armor. I mean, soon enough, we're gonna have full freaking Mjolnir armor. I want to say Beskar, but we haven't found a metal close enough to
that
Beskar.
has that rigidity. Yeah, like that
And-
kind of durability that Beskar has.
We're also very close to having lightsabers.
See, that's
There are some pretty
Yes.
interesting, like,
The headway for that is also kind of scary. Another thing, for like fans of like Fallout, a team of scientists in Texas and in Wyoming, they developed a nuclear fission capable device that'll fit in the palm of your hand. It's like the size of an Xbox remote.
I know there's a guy in Russia. He's working on the Iron Man suit.
Yes, and he's doing.
I saw that.
great
Yeah,
work
I
with
saw that 2 days ago. I know who you're talking
And
about.
I also think it's really funny because when I heard it was a guy from Russia, all I could think of was the dude with the wigs. I can't remember his
Yeah,
Whiplash.
Ivan
Yeah.
Vanku or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan Vankov.
Yeah.
All I could think of was him, and I'm just like, do it. Thing.
Do
As
it.
far as armor stuff that I've been keeping a look on, has to be still dev tack with
their helmet,
their
the
Ronin.
Ronin.
Well,
Yeah.
they're currently designing out the body and legs.
That's the thing on this car, though. On the
It's gonna be
metal,
crazy.
it has to be light and strong. Which there's
Which is the
Okay.
big issue.
yeah.
So check this out. I want to turn you guys on to something called foam composite metal.
I don't want you turning me on to anything.
And basically, not only is it hyper light because of the fact that it's a foam matrix, so it's got trapped gases, right?
Yeah, it's
But when they've
air.
been doing tests, yeah, well, I don't think it's actually air. I think it's like whatever, some other gas, but it doesn't really make a shit difference. What's cool though is that when NASA was testing it, this stuff is just eating everything they can throw at it, basically. Focused radiation, some of their strongest lasers, you know what I mean? 50 caliber BMG just got eaten, barely scratched the surface. It's inherently buoyant when you use certain alloys.
Yep.
It's erosion resistant. Like you can just grind on it all day. Takes forever. I mean, I want to look into that stuff. Although I might not be understanding thicknesses that they're using too, so that could be a thing. But the same stuff tends to weigh about 1/4 the weight of its solid counterpart. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys with the Mando quote of the day, and that is, "It don't mean butt if it ain't got that jut." I don't know what the words mean. That's for y'all to interpret. It's not my job to interpret, just to spread the words.
That's beautiful.
So I guess we are signing off now. Yeah, it's 58 minutes. So thank you for everyone who joined us. I would say I'm sorry for the conspiracy half hour, but I'm really not. It was kind of fun. We'll see about adding more of those in on future podcasts. Feel free to hit up the link trees. It'll take you to all of our social media pages. It'll bring you here to the Discord where we live record. It'll take you to my Twitch account. I don't know if it's been updated for that, but it might also take you to Kando's TikTok, where we also live stream. The Spotify should be added on there, where we will later post the edited versions of this. Then I have been your host, Kadale Kabor, Ibe Kruni.
Bikruni.
I am Jared Gallimard, and keep on rocking the free galaxy. Big Rooney.
I'm
I'm
Pando.
Alien and Andro.
Spread the chaos.
Rooney.